Let's make yourself do this.
If I'm in dishonor, having not responded to a notice or a demand or something like that, how do I respond to that if, like, let's say the CRA is assessing me, and it's been like months?
Have you received a notice of assessment or anything like that?
Yes.
What I have found, there was someone else who was facing the exact same thing, and it wasn't a notice of assessment, it was an invitation to an interview for an assessment. And they will use the word interview. The word, anytime you have a word with inter in it, it implies a consensual and voluntary meeting of the minds, whether it's interview, intercourse, interaction, any of these, they all imply a consensual nature. What they do is they send out an invitation for an interview. If you don't respond to that in a proper manner, they will then claim that you're in dishonor. But all you have to do is say, sorry, I'm not giving any interviews. If they want to use the word interview, they're bound by the limits of that word. If they want to claim I'm doing an assessment and it doesn't require an interview, they will try to compel you, but they can't. Everything they do, they're so tricky. Look at their words. You will see the word interview on there. And if they do, that's your remedy.
There's no word like that on this. It's just demand to pay, or...
What's that?
It was an assessment from months and months ago. That
Was it a notice of assessment?
Yeah.
Well, then what they're telling you is that they're about to assess you, and I've read, well, I can't guarantee, but I've read enough of them, and I've found the word interview on all of them. And they will say, we would like to arrange an interview for the purposes of this assessment. And that way, their ass is covered. They never imposed it on you. From a certain perspective, you volunteered because you granted an interview. And you have the power. Be sovereign. Be your own queen. Sorry, no interviews today.
So I can say that now, even if it's 7 months has passed?
See, this is what I don't like to do. I don't want to give advice that you would then take and run with. I mean, it's kind of like you go to a doctor and say, I don't feel well, what pill should I take? Unless I sit down and spend energy looking at the documents and seeing the words, I'm not going to find your exact remedy. But I do know that you can only operate on the information that you have. If you go to them and say, I'm ready to abandon my sin, you watch them backpedal.
Hi there. My question is, how, if possible, how do I create limited liability between myself and my straw man? I heard from other sources,
That's the other thing now. Okay, thank you. The straw man. Some people think the straw man is a separate thing that you can interact with. It's not. I don't see it like that at all. There has been a recent court ruling where someone tried doing just what you're referring to, trying to say, oh, that's my straw man and this is me, and it doesn't hold water legally. Imagine for a moment you have a man and a woman. They both get married. They enter voluntarily into a contract. Now the man is a husband and the woman is a wife. The man is a man and a husband. But if he goes and he cheats on his wife, can he tell his wife, oh, it wasn't your husband cheating, it was the man that you married and not the husband? There's a distinction there. It makes no sense. No, would any woman buy that? I don't think so. No. Your person is evidence that you have not claimed your full power as a man and you're acting like a child in the eyes of the government. You're in a trustee relationship. The person is evidence of that. To then claim, oh, well, I want to keep my person, but I also want to be a free man and use it for limited liability. You can operate with limited liability and not be in their structure. If you're operating within their structure, your person is evidence that you're in their structure. So to try to say that there's two of you like that, I might have messed up in trying to teach people that by telling them that they're not a person, they have a person. But I'm pretty sure in that video I showed them, hold on to it very lightly, let them touch it, abandon it then. Not try to play that this is one entity and I'm another entity. I don't see that at all. I see that as a bit of a cop-out and I don't think it flies.
I got that from a source. It was called The Matrix Illusion. It was on Google Video. And the guy said he made all of his identifications. So his name, it says acting as agent of, then his corporate name with a TM on it. And he said he's established this, he's done it, he has passports and driver's license, and he says it's been working.
I know people who have written with crayon on napkin and essentially told people fuck off and they haven't heard back. But that doesn't mean that's the proper format. Just because he did it and it worked doesn't mean that that is the process everyone might follow. Oftentimes it's just a matter of cost analysis where they realize I don't want to mess with this guy, he clearly shows a fight. But I still do not see how, and the courts have just ruled on this 2 weeks ago actually. There was a guy who tried acting as agent for his person, and the court said, no, your person means you are this, your person is it's that which holds the rights and the duties. So if you want to operate with it, you're operating with it. But to say no, here, now, not now, it makes no sense. Either you're married or you're not. Either you're in a relationship or you're not. Either you have a government or you don't. Either you've consented to be governed or you haven't. If you have, they have this person they point to as evidence of this. But to say, yeah, I have this person, but no, I don't consent, is bullshit.
I have a question about injunctions. Now, I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but there's lots of evidence that the government is trying to force some vaccinations on us this fall, winter. And what could we do? Because wouldn't we have to put out some sort of injunction or some sort of petition to say, even though that I say that I am not responsible for, I understand that the government doesn't belong to me or whatever, but if the police officer doesn't understand that and holds a gun to me, what am I don't have to do something.
You're not honestly scared the cops are coming with guns to vaccinate you, are you?
Well, that's a possibility according to
whatever they do, they can only do it through your person. And if you are a child of the state, then yes, they can put you to bed and force feed you these medications. So I would look at it as an invitation to tell them, sorry, whatever benefits you are trying to give me, take them back and keep that away from me. And at that point in time, that's where a claim of right comes in. And if you don't, if someone's coming at you with a hypodermic and you're not ready to fight, dude, you've already lost. So that's where I would draw the line.
Well, would you write an injunction before that even?
I would do a claim of right, and I would say, this is my body and no one injects anything into it without my consent. I don't consent. If you try, I get to kill you. I would draw the line in a very big way. No seeking an injunction, because then you're saying, okay, if I don't get it, I submit. There is no submission. There's no nothing. Big fight. That's my position anyways. It's not like they're bringing you cookies.
So that leads me to the next question about healthcare. Healthcare in Canada is a universal right. Does it depend upon my having a person?
Potentially, you could have a person. Personally, the way I look at it, healthcare, they try saying you need health insurance. They do not deny healthcare if you don't have the insurance. I've broken my elbow and I didn't have healthcare insurance, and I went in and they fixed my elbow. I said, no, give me a bill. I want a bill, I'm going to pay. Had they given me a bill, I would have then presented it to the government and said, look, you're claiming I owe you money. Let's have a real good look at what you might owe me. And so they wouldn't give me a bill.
What section of what document provides the remedy of giving bills for receiving orders?
Common law. You won't find it anywhere specifically mentioned, but it's common law. Try it. Go to a restaurant, place an order, when the bill comes, says no. Watch what happens.
That I'm down with. It's the court telling me to pay something or making an order on me, and he said, no, this is for you.
Again, the way to fill that, instead of pointing, saying, show me a document that I can point to, create your own. Here's my notice, here's my claim of right, dispute it. And let someone in Canada stand up and try telling you publicly, I get to order you, you have to do what I say, and there's no liability on me. Who the hell is going to try doing that?
Where can I view or read common law or the procedures
themselves with the words therein